Welcome to today's edition of Drive Time with David and Dave. Often irreverent, sometimes informative, and occasionally brilliant, Morningstar's finest tackle the comedic questions of the day, which no one else even dares to ask. David Vallier and Dave Yarnes come to you each week from their studio in Fort Mill, South Carolina. Now, if you've missed a portion of today's broadcast or would like to recommend it to a friend, you can hear this program at any time on the Drive Time with David and Dave host page at talknetworkradio.com. Well, now here are David and Dave with today's show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Drive Time with David and Dave. I am David Vallier.
I'm Dave Yarnes.
And we are here once again from Studio 8. Dave, what do you have for us today?
Well, I mean, Studio 8 is getting to be so prominent here. You know, I think the other day they actually changed one of the light bulbs, which is making display. No, we'd love to have you come and see us. I want to talk a little bit about one of my favorite subjects is food.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
I mean, because like, isn't it cool? And, you know, I don't want to offend anybody, you know, but we'll start right off. Jesus comes back from the grave and he's got fish fry going.
Yeah.
He wants to eat, you know, hang out. And I was thinking about it, you know, I think alligators only eat like once every 30 days or something. I don't know. If you know alligators, please let us know. Maybe you have a pet alligator and you're like, no, it's 28 days.
Right. Wow, that's crazy. I never knew that.
Yeah, but for us, 3 times a day, we sit down, we take food, our dependence on God.
Yep.
And it's such a cool thing. So I want to start off. I've got a couple of strange and unusual things I want to talk about. But what is food like in the Vallier household? You growing up as a Cajun man.
Oh, yes.
So is your culinary stuff highly kind of dictated by spicy stuff, or did you evolve?
So it's not spicy. So that's always a what's the word I'm looking for? Misconception about Cajuns. It's not about spice. It's about the deep flavor with a little bit of kick. It's not really about spice. So like things like gumbo, boudin, crawfish étouffée, cracklin, jambalaya, that kind of stuff. The flavors, I mean, just talking about that right now, my mouth is water. Like, it's just so good. So that was me growing up. I mean, that was so good. Like, amazing food. Yeah.
And so, man, first of all, I through your kind of senses, I'm like, you know, because like I found some crazy stuff that's hot from like Asian food.
Right.
I mean, like, my God, what are you thinking? Making this food that hot. So, you know, I'm from Buffalo, and we are the inventors of the Buffalo chicken wing, the Anchor Bar. I remember when they started to get popularized in the early 70s. I was a little kid back then. And so that was just like, you know, what do we do with this stuff? We don't want to throw it out because wings back in the day. And then we, you know, made it famous with Buffalo hot sauce.
Right.
But it's not just about the heat.
Yeah,
it's about the thing. So now, as you've evolved, do you cook gumbo and stuff like that? How does that work,
Dave? I don't cook eggs. I mean, I suck at cooking. Like, I'm so bad at it. Ellery, my wife, however, she is an amazing cook, but she's not necessarily on the Cajun side of things.
Yeah,
she's more on the healthy side of things. But it's really good food, really good food. And she's like, she reads Bon Appetit magazine, does the ingredients. Just, you know, she has a very high palate, if that makes sense. But my dad and my mom, however, still make Cajun food.
Oh, nice.
And I'm glad I don't live with them because I feel like I'd be like 350 pounds.
Yeah, that's it.
But it's just so, their food is so good, man. Gosh, I can't get over it. Ricky Skaggs actually came over. We talked about him in one of our other shows, and he came over and had some of my dad's gumbo. I'm not kidding you. He legitimately was licking the bowl, like rotating it. Like, he was like, because he was like, this is so good. I mean, it's just excellent food.
Yeah. And man, that's so growing up for me, in a Polish household, Polish Catholic. So there was a lot of Polish food. Nothing. I don't mean to offend anybody, but heavy on like cabbagey kind of stuff, you know, so not, you know, there's some things, you know, that, you know, were okay. And, you know, some specific things, but not a whole lot. You know, my mom would talk to me about ethnic food, things that they would make, and I would see how it would make, and I'm like, Mom, you guys were just poor. Like, you didn't have a whole lot of money, so you had to eat like heads and feet and try to make something out of it. But it wasn't like, and then you just got used to it, so you know, like, this is Polish.
Cabbage is something. Do you like it?
Well, not. I mean, you know, because I think it's the national flower of Poland. I'm pretty sure.
Interesting. It's very gassy. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, and they'll make it into like every Polish household you would see would have like a crock of like sauerkraut. We would call it kapuska.
Right.
Like going in the thing and it kind of acrid smell. And you'd make soup out of the broth and it just, it's just a lot of stuff going on there. And then, so, but as I got older, you can branch out. What do you think about sushi? You a sushi fan?
Yes. In fact, I could eat sushi every day.
Every day.
Every day. I love sushi. It's so good. I mean, I don't think I've ever met a sushi roll. Well, this is not true. I was going to say I've never met a sushi roll I don't like, but like a gas station sushi roll.
Gas station sushi.
Not doing it. Airport sushi.
Airport sushi. No, because I've had that feeling too. Running through the airport, you see that guy there. Yeah. Don't do it. Well, I've got a couple of things that just some kind of strange and unusual things. And this comes directly from the source of people that know more than we do about other stuff.
Oh, great. I love that source. Yeah, they're a great source. Is
a great one. What do you think is the most stolen food in the world?
Wait, let me think about this.
It gets ripped off.
Most stolen food in the world. Okay, I'm going with, can I have two choices?
You can have two choices.
Okay, I think it's either cheese.
Cheese is the number one stolen
is it really?
food in the world. Bing, bing, bing. What are we going to give to our contestant over there?
Well, the reason I thought cheese is just because, like, who doesn't like cheese?
And have you stolen cheese before?
I'm sure I have, yeah. I mean, like, why not? I'm sure. I can't think of a specific instance I've stolen cheese, but if I saw a big old wheel of cheese,
yes,
I'm like a hungry mouse. I'm just like,
roll it home.
Yeah, I'm like, let's go. Me and my wife love cheese, like a good meat and cheese plate.
Oh yeah, like all day hard long. Cheese and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I never know that. We had that as a kid. All I knew as a kid was the American cheese in that little cellophane wrapper.
It's like that jiggly cheese.
Yeah, that's all I knew about cheese.
Oh, me and Elle will go drop some money on some cheese just because we love the array of cheese.
And then apparently, they are stolen. It's the number one stolen food in the world is cheese.
Wow.
It's probably, you can, get a good dollar amount pretty quick.
Yeah, totally.
And, but I wonder if they're like including those like little Parmesan packages you get at like the,
I know what you're talking about.
The pizza place.
Yeah, maybe. But why would you ever want, you just kind of sprinkle it in your mouth. I want that cheese where you bite down into it. It kind of stinks.
Oh yeah,
I love.
Yeah.
You're making me hungry, Dave.
I had a friend, and I'm not going to say what persuasion he was from because it will be stereotypical. But every time I would go over to his house, the family was kind of wealthy, but all of their condiments were things that the dad heisted from other stuff. So if you wanted ketchup, he would give you a bunch of McDonald's ketchup packets. If you wanted Parmesan cheese, he would bring out. So he would just take them from.
Probably why he was rich.
That's kind of what he would do. But like creamers, everything like that was napkins, the same thing.
Wow.
He would stake them from other places. Well, here's a good one. The large groups of pistachios, which, I mean, who doesn't love pistachios?
I love pistachios, yeah.
They can spontaneously combust.
What?
So maybe that's why these suckers are so expensive.
Yeah, it is stupid how expensive they are. Are you talking about I could get a big thing of pistachios, shake it up, and then see what happens?
Yeah, and I don't have any further source on it here, but because apparently the people who know more about stuff than we do didn't care to comment on this. But they, just spontaneously.
They were afraid we'd make it into a weapon.
So what? Yeah. So what if it's like in a laboratory and they're coming in and Klaus is like, Pistachio 93. Let's put him in now. And they all run out the door. Nothing's happened. Yeah. Please go back now. Pistachio 94. Boom.
Yeah, they're like, it happened. Yes. They're like, 94 is a sweet number. That is amazing.
It is. Yeah. Well, here's a quarter of the world's hazelnuts go into making this one product.
Nutella.
Yeah,
man, I'm killing it today.
You are the patron saint of extraordinary food. So a quarter, 25%.
Did you say a jar?
No, of all of the world's hazelnuts.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, like Nutella, it seems to me to be Italian. I don't know. Where is it from?
I'm not sure. I think it's either French or I had it for the first time in Russia.
Yeah, I had it for the first time in France.
And I was like, what is this? And I'm putting it on everything. I mean, it was so, so good.
Yes.
Yeah. So I love Nutella. I mean, I can't eat it a lot because I'd blow up.
Yeah.
I'm really, food, if I look at food and I say it makes me blow up, I stay away from it. But I would eat jars of it every day if I could.
So what if you're like growing a bunch of hazelnuts and you're getting ready to make some, I don't know, something else with it, and like the Nutella guy shows up in like a dark suit.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I need 25% of this. He's like, the world of Nutella depends on it. I'd be like, take it all.
I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. 25% of your hazelnuts. That's all. That's all I'm after, my friend. You got 75%. You can do what you want.
Whatever you want with it. I mean, what a great job though to be the guy who like is in charge of harvesting all the hazelnuts. But he does it in like a very spy way. That would be so cool.
You know, which leads me to another subject, like jobs that I wish I had.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, like that could be a cool thing, like the Nutella hazelnut guy.
I would love to be that guy.
Yeah.
Because, you'd have to taste test for quality.
Yeah.
You're just constantly surrounded by hazelnuts. I mean, like, it's amazing.
And then you got to strong arm the buyers.
Exactly. I would love that. Yeah.
We're going to cut you off.
Yeah. No more jars for you.
I read one the other day. Apparently this is a true thing. I had a missionary couple that was renting a place for me, and they were going to, what's that place by Australia? Testing New Zealand. Yeah.
Man, I am so good today.
Man, you got it going on. It's that new baby.
Yeah, I'm just bam, bam, bam.
So in New Zealand, apparently there's a job, and I think you hunt and kill like some kind of a marmot. Maybe it's like a badger or something.
Okay.
But like you just go out into the wilderness, and I don't know if they give you like a gun or ammunition, or maybe I'm sure you probably supply your own. But how you get paid is you bring back like proof that you've killed these things.
Whoa.
Maybe they're bad for the environment, or I don't know. Maybe they're like breaking into people's houses.
Right.
They could be stealing like credit cards. They could be doing Nigerian scams. I don't know what they did, but apparently they got to go.
Wow.
And then you just go out into the wilderness, and then you like come back, and then I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Except the whole camping side of it, right?
Yeah, I don't camp. Do you camp?
I don't camp.
No, I've always said camping to me is being barefoot in a hotel room. That's about as much as it is for me. I'm like, oh gosh, I am roughing it.
And for those of you that are out there that love to camp, you probably grew up rich and entitled. I'm just going to offend you. Because when you grow up poor,
yeah, that's right.
When you get a bed inside of a house, you want to stay in there. I'm not going back outside. Right. I don't want to ride a bicycle anymore because I got a truck I can
Exactly. Yeah. I don't understand. Camping people, I find them the most bizarre people in the world. I'm like, so you're telling me you want to go outside, you want to suffer in the heat and lay on some rocks? Like, no, thank you.
Yeah, like I like to go outside. I mean, you and your dad, we were fishing the other day. That was nice. That. Yeah, and then we get cleaned up.
Exactly.
We go back, have a nice little thing. It was a great day.
Glamping. You've ever heard of glamping?
No,
it's pretty much called glamour camping. So in other words, it's like they make these big things. It's a camp, whatever. But I mean, you've got like a bed, like down comforters, like fans. Like it's really nice.
I will do that in a heartbeat.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's you've got like a bottle of wine over here waiting for you. It's like amazing. Like,
Jeeves.
Yeah, exactly. Like, sir, do you want another slice of brie? I'm like,
would you like me to toast your mellow?
Yes. I'm like, please do. That I'm in. But don't put me in one of those little tarps. No way.
No.
It's just not for me.
I tried it a couple times with my kids. It was a disaster. I didn't like it. So we liked hotels. I was in the hotel business, so we stayed a lot of places for free. That was a lot of fun.
Right.
But I think too, there are other things like that are kind of like remind me of the story of the Emperor's New Clothes, where you like think it's so exciting. Yeah. But like at the end of the day, I'm like, you're paying a lot of money to do what? How does this work? And here's one. I didn't know this. This was something. The upper class used to serve surprise pie.
What?
Yes. This is a little known fact, but in the well-to-do 16th century England families, because I think like food and surprises, like the birthday cake and, I don't know, somebody jumps out of a cake. I don't know what surprises, but back in